Nagi, let's see. Is it time for you to wake up? What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. Yeah. Come on now. You know what time it is. It's peak every week. And I'm honestly I guess the thing is, though, more people read mainline Blue Lock than they read episode Nagi. And obviously, leaving the Uniqueness League vague and open-ended for Nagi would be kind of a weird choice, because we still need to progress the modern narrative, right? Like, episode Nagi is a nice supplement, and it expands a whole lot on Nagi and Reo, but, like, it's not required reading. And thusly, I don't blame Yoshiro Sensei for taking such a heavy focus on it. And obviously, I'm assuming the main reason we're, like, taking time out for Nagi is so chapter 300 can be a big thing. Because as you can tell, we're only 3 chapters away. We're on chapter 287 this time. So, like, I'm assuming Kanashiro's cooking up something big for the big hundo. And I'm excited to see when that's going to end up being. But following Nagi, it feels like an interesting choice because I know episode Nagi is a thing. But at the same time, we're not reaching this point in episode Nagi for 5 years. At a minimum. 5 years. Like, it's gonna be 2030 by the time episode Nagi gets to the end of the new Uniqueness League. Like, undeniably. We're probably gonna spend time with, like, them training and stuff like that. But regardless, let's not waste more time and let's hop right into chapter 297 of Blue Lock, which is known as To the Future. Reo, you've lost your fire for me, but you'll still see that. I mean, I've gone over it before. I've gone over so many times in Nagi in particular. Like, it's that thing, man. You can't. It's nice to be able to rely on people. Undeniably, it's nice to be able to get motivated by other people. But you gotta be able to do it yourself, Big Nog. Big Nog, you gotta be able to do it yourself. You gotta have that own internal fire. And you know what? I've thought about it more and more and more. And I guess it is okay. It is genuinely okay to base your fire on other people to some degree. Like, notably, Nagi's fire for the longest time before the Manchine game and before his goal of the century was to beat Isagi. Isagi is Nagi's motivation for, like, the end of first selection all the way through Manchine. Like, that is it. So that was obviously healthy for Nagi. Helped him grow, helped him develop, helped him realize his own internal fire and hunger. But you got as much. It's a good supplement. It can't be your main thing. That's the thing. It's a good. External motivation is always a good supplement, but in order to do anything, you gotta be internally motivated. Whether that comes to working out, whether that comes to grinding a side hustle, whether that comes to even just work. Like, you gotta be able to do something for yourself first, because you're the only person that knows you. And even then, you won't fully understand yourself, because your subconscious is a thing. Trust me, I don't think there's a single person on this planet who fully knows themselves, because gosh darn it, there's the mask you wear around other people, there's the mask you wear around yourself, and then there's the true you buried somewhere in between all that. But with it being the case, Nagi. Reo, but he hasn't given up on you, I'll admit that. And that's probably what Nagi's thinking, right? Like, you lost your fire for me, but you'll still hold my hand and carry me and backpack me, even though I'm trapped. Yes. But Reo, we need to let go. Reo, I get that. Yo, speaking of, wait a minute. Pause on the plate. Reo Nagi is the most boring ship name y'all could have came up with. Really? Like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm, like, not that into shipping. But I feel like the fusion names are, like, better. Y'all just took their names and smacked them together. And I get this whole point of, like, ship, but I mean, like, you literally, his name is Reo, his name is Nagi, we're gonna call it Reo Nagi. Why? Like, it's not like Kaiser and Isagi, even though I don't show that at all. I like it as a rivalry. I don't like it as a ship. But, like, Kaisagi is the name of that. Because, you know, you take a piece of Kaiser, you take a piece of Isagi, and you smack them together. Though, technically, Kaiser. But, hold on. Am I stupid? Am I dumb? Isagi? I guess that technically is Isagi's entire name, isn't it? Hold on. I'm such an idiot. Let me write this out. Yeah, technically, Kaisagi is just... But still, you take a piece of Kaiser, alright? I get it. Reo's name is short, and Nagi, they're both short names, right? So I get it. Maybe that's it. But, like, Kaisagi, I feel like that's a better ship name. What actually do they call it? Like, funnily enough, despite me not being a Zutara shipper, I know Zutara, you know, Zuko and Katara. Zuko has a short name, but, like, at least you took a piece and, like, it's just Reo Nagi. I'm not out here critiquing anybody's ships or anything. I don't care. Ship whatever you want to ship for the most part. But why such a lazy name? Like that's so trash. Like what is the Isagi and Bachira ship? Isagi Bachira? I don't know. Like that doesn't. It just sounds so. I didn't get it because the names are short. Sorry, I'm going on a completely different tangent. Let me hop back to the chapter itself. You've lost your fire for me, but you'll still give someone like me a new dream. And this is the thing, right? Why do you? I mean, I get it. Some people, because I know people who aren't intrinsically motivated, but like, and that is just genuinely a mindset difference thing, right? I don't understand it. Like people see what I do 9 out of 10 times, and like I just mean that in general, not in like the content creation stuff. Just this half the stuff I do in real life, people see me do something and be like, "What on earth is wrong with you, Pencil Man?" For example, I love spicy food. It's because my taste buds are half dead, but I love spicy food. So like people have seen me take a spicy sauce, raw jalapenos, fried jalapenos, and like throw it all together on one sandwich. And then eat it and have basically no reaction. And I'll be like, what is actually wrong with you? Because I'm insane. But in terms of like motivation, in the same way that people don't understand me for doing that, I don't understand people who cannot entirely self-motivate. It's like how I do know there are people who don't have an internal monologue and cannot picture things. But since I am an artist who thinks a lot, a man who thinks all the time has nothing but thoughts, I cannot fathom the idea of not having an internal monologue. Having to talk to myself actively to like coagulate my thoughts. Or to be unable to picture things. Can I picture things perfectly? Absolutely not. My memory's butt. I have the memory of a goldfish. But I still can't believe that there are people who just don't have that. Like, you can't picture anything. Like, it's just straight static. You can't picture anything, and you can't think anything. It is straight radio static in your head and a black screen. That's crazy. Let's see. Give someone like me a new dream. Go get 2 points, Prodigy. But like, Rayo, hop off his knee! I'm off! Well, I didn't get Rayo already got value. So I guess now you're getting 2 points is fine. But Rayo, hop off! I know you love it. Let me not go too deep into it because these are still children. But whatever the case, but yeah, like, but I guess the thing is, I'm trying to think, like, would I leave my best friend behind? If they're dragging me down, I think kinda. Because like I've cut off friendships because I could tell it wasn't a net benefit for me. And like obviously that sounds bad, right? Like, oh what, Pencil, you're only friends with people who bring benefit to you? In a sense, yeah. Like if I'm hanging out with you and we're consistently doing dangerous or life-threatening things, I'm not gonna keep doing that with you. If I hang out with you and you consistently need to borrow money from me and then you never pay me back, no, I'm not gonna make tape. Like there's certain people I've cut off where I'm like, no, you are a detriment to my state of being. I wanna engage with you anymore. And technically Nagi isn't that bad for Rayo. In fact, in a way, Nagi is Rayo's fire. It's just that Rayo has his own internal motivation on top of that. Like I've talked about the whole supplement idea. Nagi is Rayo's supplement. It's just that Rayo needs to be Nagi's entire thing, but ultimately he's only in supplement. It's like, that's the thing. It's rough. Let's see. Go get 2 points, Prodigy. We're the heroes. Are you sure about that? You are not in episode Nagi right now. Even in episode Nagi, y'all taking some L. Let's see. We're the heroes. Huh. Until recently, you'd freak out when things got bad. But without me, you couldn't do anything. That's why I never like that's the thing. Admittedly, and this is a thing where, but then again, I haven't really come around to Rayo. For the longest time, you can even check. That's the beautiful thing about having like a whole catalog in place for reviews. I was not the biggest Baro fan out there. I knew a bunch of Baro fans. I respected the character's writing, but I was like, the way a lot of people feel about Isagi, in terms of like, oh fine, I respect that he's a well-written character, but he's kind of mid, is the same way I felt about Baro. But then I had less Baro exposure and I reread Ubers and I thought about Baro more as a character, and now I like him a whole lot more. The way I used to feel about Baro is the exact same way I feel about Rayo because of how he was previously, and even now, I'm like, cool story, gang. Could I care less? Like that. And once again, it's the same case with how I was like with Baro. I'm not gonna sit here, look you directly in the eyes, and be like, Rayo's a bad character. No, he's not. He's just not a character archetype that I like. I'm trying to think of another example in Blue Lock. Yukimaya. Like I get Yukimaya. I understand Yukimaya. Yukimaya has solid writing. I could not care less about Yukimaya. And that's not even because he's an antagonist to Isagi. I love Kaiser, who is Isagi's biggest antagonist. So, like, don't take it as, oh, Yukimaya got in Isagi's way, that's why I don't like him. No, I just find him boring. Same with Reo, I just find him boring. I don't like it. And Reo has some funny looking panels. His design also is my favorite. Where I can glaze Yukimaya's design to the moon and back. I think Yukimaya has a fantastic design. Reo, he's always just looked kind of funny to me. And it didn't help that, like, I have early manga Reo as, like, the image of Reo in my head. And he has some really funky panels in the early manga. We'll see. How'd you go and get so gosh darn cool? Yo, I was talking about Reo hopping off me. Nagi, hop off! You were glazing Otoya, you were glazing Bachira, you were glazing Chikiri, you were glazing Boro, you were glazing Rin, you're glazing everybody. Are you a donut making factory? Are you gonna run out of glaze eventually? Like, dog. And don't get me wrong, I 100% get respecting and glazing other people. I do it all the time. Y'all see me glaze Nomura Sensei, the mangaka or the artist for Blue Lock. You've heard me glaze Ganashiro Sensei's writing. I literally glaze every single day. If I'm reviewing a manga on my channel, I'm likely glazing it. But hop off. Get it out your mouth. Get it out your throat, gang. Let's see. How'd you go and get so darn cool? Even though you're actually a little scared. I get it, Raya. Do you, though? Do you? Like, that's the thing that, like, you have all these affirmations, you have all these internal thoughts, but until I see some action put the page, gang, I'm just not going to believe it. I need you to activate that dog. That dog that's sleeping with his... There are two wolves fighting inside all of us, and both of them are aura farming. But you need to get them to aura farm harder or something. Like, gang. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's not the first of the month. Let's see. Okay, boss. But see, that's the thing. You look so bored. And don't get me wrong. There are things that I've just never gotten into. Like, admittedly, I've come around to sports in general more, but I'm still not the kind of guy... Like, I'm not going to scream at a football game. I'm not really the kind of guy who screams at media in general. Like, I remember everyone freaking out over Dragon Ball Super, and like, hey, I loved it too, but I wasn't like freaking and geeking and screaming. Then again, I do be freaking and geeking and screaming like on camera. So like, I guess that's kind of a lot. But it's the thing, right? I get passionate about different things, but like sports, I never really freaked and geeked over that. It just never was a thing for me, and I never really got all too into it. And I guess maybe that's the same case for Nagi here, where he's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's so transactional. And don't get me wrong, there are definitely things in life that are going to be transactional, like jobs. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do in my professional work. There's a reason I chose that path. But like, even still, some days I just go into the office and I'm like, man, I wish I could have stayed in bed today. But this work is gonna get itself done. So like I do get it, but man, this is the core of who you are. Yeah, you gotta lock in. Let's see. I get it, Rail. I'll fire you up. To do that now, I'll get fired up too. Okay. Hope, maybe Cope on Nagi's part, but Hope and Cope, we'll take some Hope and Cope. Let's see you cook, Nagi. Let's see you cook. Oh, okay, never mind. We're cutting right back to Isagi. What's wrong, Igaguri? You know you're getting cut. Until I see it, though, I don't believe it. I'm gonna need to see Igaguri banished. Show me the rest of the rankings. Show me the rest of the rankings. Let's see. Yoichi Isagi, Kunikami, you're safe. But Igaguri, get banned. But let's see. What's he tweeting about? Even this static experience might have its own formula. Oh, okay. So he's getting right back into logic. When I think back, I had clear objectives. Like, I want to beat... Wait, let me see something. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. When I think back... Whoa! My God! Let's see. Sorry. When I think back, I had clear objectives. Like someone I want to beat, or something I want to surpass. And then, I found myself the logic to make it come true. Finally, I became a machine to carry that out. And you know what that is? I do respect that kind of mentality. And it's admittedly weird in the... Because it works in the soccer world, or specifically in this manga context, because he does have specific rival characters and antagonists. But, like, for me, my motivation for, like, getting stronger, to going to the gym and losing weight and stuff like that, I did have, like, paths and set points. Obviously, the app I use to track my weight literally gives me, like, notifications and rewards and tells me how much I have to the next goal. But, like, even internally, it's like, okay, I want to do this by this. And I have to do everything in my power to there. So I do get that idea of, like, breaking your progression down into logical steps and assigning certain goal points. Because ultimately, you can definitely have, like, a broad, super far end goal. I have one of those. I have a couple of those in, like, multiple different aspects of my life. Like, but biggest end goal, married with 4 kids. that's super far off. I have little steps I'm working to along the way to even get to the point of dating, then marriage, then kids eventually. So like, I get that Fargo idea. And ultimately Isagi has that too. It's being number one in the world. But that stepping stone ideology, it's better to take life in pieces. Because life doesn't happen all at once. It does happen day by day, piece by piece, piece by piece. And it is that culmination of day after day after day after day of day after day after day after day of hard work that'll actually end up leading to something. You can get a lot done in one day, don't get me wrong, and your life can change in one day, for better and for worse. Trust me, I'm speaking from personal experience on both fronts. But with it being the case, it is good to have that, like, switch in your head that allows you to realize, can't reach the big things, gotta work on the small things, that build to the big things. It's that slow but certain progression that basically defines life, right? Like 9 out of 10 times. Unless you win the lottery, your life is going to be moving in small increments. That's just how it is. Let's see. Interesting lineup here. Baro, Nagi, that looks like Nico of all people, but why would he be here? Let's see. Finally, I became a machine built to carry that out. To win, according to calculations. That's exciting for me. But wait. Now that I've done that repeatedly and leveled up, I understand. Whenever I win or produce results, my experience and abilities increase, and I get better at soccer. My skills become more reproducible. That is, and it really, my track coach from way back when, he put a phrase in my mind that has stuck with me ever since. And admittedly, I still do say the original version of the phrase, but I don't say it as often because of the phrase he taught me. And for that phrase is, practice makes permanent, not perfect. And you may be like, what on earth does that mean? You can practice something wrong. We can do it all the time. Like you can just do the wrong thing over and over and over and over again. Does that make you perfect at the thing you're doing if you're doing it wrong? No! That's why, for example, for one specific example that specifically applies to me, I had no idea what I was doing in the gym. I was pulling things, I was pushing things, I was squatting, I was doing whatever. But it was only when I started focusing on, wait a minute, let me actually try and like follow these instructions and try to like actually feel the muscles being activated that are supposed to be activated. Like I was doing the like the seated row and I didn't feel anything, but I was just like, oh, I'm pulling the thing, so something must be happening. But no, it's the ability to sit down, think, and analyze what you're doing, and then reproduce it properly in order to actually get results. Admittedly, my results aren't too immaculate. But trust me, the arm would not be looking like this if I was still doing the things that I used to do, how I used to do them. Heck, there was a machine in the gym. It's the, like, a rotary torso machine where you, like, do the twists in order to get rid of the love handles or at least help them a little bit. Dog, I didn't know I could turn that thing around. For, like, the first 2 months, I was just doing one side. And, like, I would flip, but I didn't, like, I didn't rotate the thing around to actually flip sides. I would just do both sides on one thing. I was an idiot, but then I randomly paid attention. I was like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to turn that. No, duh. So, like, it is the case where your retention and practice of certain things does make certain things more rudimentary. And honestly, that's why I say, if you want to do something positive or consistent in your life, trick yourself into just doing it over and over again. Make it into an obligation. You don't realize, but a lot of things you do already are obligations. If you have any even strange or off-brand habits that no one else gets, those are things that you accidentally adopted as habit. But like, the reason I go to the gym every day is now just because it has become habitual. I've been doing it for 6 months. So now it's just like, okay, I've woken up, one objective, do gym. It's like, for example, I track my steps on my watch. Okay, now it's just law. I must get 10,000 steps. It's just something that has become habitual to me because I just did it over and over and over again. What was once a conscious action has now mostly become subconscious. And that's kind of how you do things. But of course, Isagi's is much more active. So let's see. But I can't reproduce. Ooh, why is this freaky behind angle? Isagi, if you don't back away from the camera, why am I looking up for you like this? Let's see. I can't reproduce that fire. Interesting. Back then, and then, what I felt was exclusive to me in that moment. Technique and logic are only methods to make this stuff come true. All of it starts with the fire I feel inside. Okay. So once again, he's evolving that idea. And someone I pointed that out in last chapter weeks. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. But someone had pointed that out in last week's review that Reo is only starting to realize protagonism and the main character syndrome and stuff like that. Where Isagi figured that out all the way back in Manshine. So it goes to show once again Isagi's higher level IQ in regards to all these different characters. And now Isagi's once again further recontextualizing not just being the main character, not just protagonism, not just that motivation and internal fire that you need in order to do certain things, but also he's realizing that once you do something, you kind of can't immediately do it again. There are no two moments that are the same. Like, hypothetically, if I were to clone you right now and then put your clone in a facsimile of your childhood, everything's exactly the same. They still wouldn't be you, because everything would have to be the same. And that literally can't happen. No two instances are the same. There may be a person on this planet walking right now that looks just like you, down to, like, everything, but they still wouldn't be you. Because you are a unique individual phenomena that cannot be replicated by any means. That's just kind of how it is. And that's the same thing with motivation. And the same thing with application. Ultimately, you can do the same kind of workouts. You can do the same kind of motion. You can do the same kind of style of thing. Heck, look at me with my video style. But it's all different, no matter what. I can record the exact same video twice, but it'll still come out different because they record it at different times. That's kind of how it works. Let's see. Oh, it starts with the fire I feel inside myself. Oh, okay. For what? Well, oh man, I know the Borrow fans are. Oh man, you know what? I know someone I gotta give a call. But Shido, really? Really? He beat. What was Shido at? Hold on. What was he at before? He was at 120 mil. I think he was past. He was in the hundreds, I believe. That's the thing. I get. You know what? I guess I gotta think of the quality of the goal, and like even if it wasn't that crazy for me, because Shido set a really high standard for his own goals. You know, a header off of a crazy pass where neither of them are looking at each other. It does make sense. But like, darn, man, darn. So what? That was like what, a 40 mil jump? I guess it makes sense. But that's crazy though, because Shido. Wow. But I guess that's the thing, right? Shido, even though he lost and only scored one goal and it was locked down for the rest of the game. Not only is that one goal impressive enough, but unlike Borrow, the system isn't built around him. I think that probably, like, Borrow hypothetically should be higher, right? He scored a hat trick, then he got a brace. He didn't play in the first game, but he got a hat trick, then a brace in BM, and then he had 2 more goals, or at least I think it's 2 more confirmed goals in the match against Manshine. So that's what? 7 goals. So he has 7 goals total. Shido, I believe, only has 5, I think. But because the system wasn't fully built around Shido, I'm assuming bidders are like, okay, he can kind of just work. No matter what, he can kind of just do his own thing. Meanwhile, if I'm a bidder and I'm looking at an entire team built around one guy, I probably would drop stats a little bit because the entire team is functioning around him. Like, ultimately, that is a blessing and a curse of Borrow's team structure. And I think a big reason Isagi appears so impressive is because people watching could tell that the team wasn't built around him. Like they were like, oh no, he's different because he's fighting against his own team and the other team, and the team itself isn't functioning fully around him. So that probably is a big reason why Shido got a big boost up, because ultimately he is fighting. And especially because he was working in the Dual Dragons mindset for this final game. So that's probably why he got boosted. And he's not that far above Borrow. But I know the Borrow fans are going to be freaking and tweaking. Interesting, though, that Borrow himself doesn't have too much of a crazy reaction. Let's see. The ones who... I'll now proceed with the rest of the rankings in the salary auction. Dreams, objectives, rivals to defeat. The ones who seize and use that fire survive. And the ones who misjudge it may fall by the wayside. This is our battlefield. This is Blue Lock. And hey, honestly, it's true. Not just for Blue Lock, obviously, though. This is the nature of the manga. But even in real life, if you lose your motivation at doing something and just stop, that's kind of it. You do sort of get left behind. Now, that's different from getting comfortable with where you are, right? Like if you're cool with what you're living in and you're just willing to do that for the rest of your days and that makes you happy, that's good. I make content all the time. That's just my regular way of life. I haven't really evolved or diversified. I've worked on a whole bunch of scripts for a second channel that I'm working on. It's gonna be like exclusively Kingdom Hearts focused. But like, that's it. I've kind of been doing the same thing for a while now. And even like at work, that's my path that I've chosen in life. But the thing, I'm happy with that. And I'm challenging myself and doing things that are different in my own other ways. And ultimately, the fire to create is something that I have for myself and is still driving me. I know other people, personally, who created content and then it stopped. And I don't blame them. Once again, life happens. And sometimes you just lose that fire and lose that motivation. But technically, you do fall to the wayside. Oh man. Look at Kaiser. He's like, I'm falling to the wayside. But Kaiser, you're fine. You have like 320 mil, bro. You good. Especially with that. In fact, I want to know how much Kaiser's worth now. Sure, he freaked and geeked a little bit, but the world clearly doesn't care about that. So with that crazy cross he did for the Kaiser Impact Magnus, like I want to know how much his value is. He's probably at like 350 now at this point, because he was at 320, I do believe. Let's see. Restart. This is Blue Lock. Okay. Nagi and Rayo charging up. Agi. That poor King Agi, man. Not only did they jack up your character design like they did Dada's, but also they just don't let you do anything. Let's see. If they score another point, it's all over. Need a goal. A goal. A goal. A goal. Yeah, think about it now. You think about it. Give in to that mimetic nature. Honestly, it's so weird. I don't know about y'all. Are any of y'all like this, where if you don't want to do something, you kind of need to not step out of your own body or anything. But you just need to be like, go. Do it. Like your base reaction will be like, I don't want to do this today. I just don't really feel like it. And then you're just like, do it. You almost like I watched Chari 5's video of his Sonic Generations or Sonic X Shadow Generations video, and I didn't know about this about him. Like he has like a separate guy, quote unquote, that motivates the main version of himself. I don't have that. I don't have like that guy with the pencil. They aren't like two people, but I do have this weird uncanny thing where if I ever don't feel like going for a walk or going to the gym or even recording, because some days I'll admit I don't feel like recording, I'll be like, but do it anyway then, and then I just go do it. So sometimes it is important to just be able to tell yourself, hey, I don't care if you don't wanna do it, and then you'll just do it, and then you'll appreciate that you did it. Like there's never been a day where I've regretted going to the gym. That's it. That has not happened yet. There's never been a day where I've gone for a walk and been like, man, that sucked. I wish I just hadn't did that. No. You know what? There are days where I haven't made the gym and I've been sitting there laying in bed at night and being like, darn, I wish I wasn't so busy. I could have made it to the gym today. Or darn, I wish I could have gotten that walk in. Or darn, I wish I could have recorded that video today. Like there are those regrets when you don't do something rather than when you do. Let's see. Where does Rayo want to pass to? Well, he wants to pass to you. But at the same time, get a little crazy now. You get a little bit devious. Let's see, Rayo. I want to be the Nagi Rayo wants me to. Yeah. Allegations. They ain't even allegations no more, gang. They're not allegations, they're facts. They are not allegations, they're facts. It is BL. It is 100 million duodecillion % BL. It's not even allegations anymore, bro. It's law. Not even Murphy's Law. It's just law. Like, and it's okay. I'm down with it. Okay. There are no women in this manga outside of the moms and the one sister we've seen. I know the light novels have like the younger sisters, but they're really young. So like, Nagi Rayo, I mean, go at it. I personally just don't think it's that healthy, but that's just because I don't understand this kind of relationship, and I have completely different perspectives. Like I mentioned earlier, my perspective on interdependence and the bonds between people are way different than what Rayo and Nagi is. But it is sweet that he wants to be the Nagi that Rayo wants him to be, right? The player that will help carry him to be number one in the world. If you are going to bind your motivation to something, might as well do it like that. Let's see. Rayo. Okay, I know I said they're not allegations, gang, but you can't be moaning this man's name in your mind, gang. Like you can't nah. Like here's the thing. I have brothers from other mothers, right? Like I got homies that I love. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I love my homies. They my brothers. Never in my days have I repeated their name in my head with 3 exclamation points and or wanted to be the pencil that they wanted me to be. And that's not a thing. That's simply, and maybe that's bad on my part. Maybe I don't love my homies enough. But at the same time, I'm not the kind of guy who would kiss my homies goodnight. I may tuck them in. I may make sure their socks are on, but like I'm not kissing my homies goodnight. You know, and back in my track days, people would run up and try to slap the cheeks. I'd be like, "Whoa, no!" I would get violent. And the thing is, I'm not a violent person, but I'd be like, "Do not follow my cheeks. Don't." And that was always weird to me. So, admittedly, maybe I'm just not that good of a homie. Do y'all moan your homies' names in your head? Well, okay, obviously Nagi wasn't moaning, but like, do y'all think about your homies like this? Do you want to be the optimal version or the dream version of yourself that your homie imagines? Let me know. Let's see. Rayo. Okay, off the head. Trap off the head. Okay, let's see. Yes, I got through. Do I shoot? See? But that's the thing with someone like Nagi. A genius like Nagi, he can't be thinking too much. But at the same time, that's the thing though. He can. Because of Rin. We know that you can be a genius like Rin and think. Like you could have a brain. So technically Nagi can. He's just so far behind Rin in terms of that tactical knowledge and ability that he needs that wake up. And while I do agree with Isagi that ultimately geniuses should operate instinctually, we've seen with Loki, we've seen with Noah, you can think and be a genius. That is a thing that is like fully canon. And obviously I'm personally in the camp that the line between talented learner and genius it's paper thin and can easily be crossed over. So I'm hoping Nagi, if Nagi does end up scoring this game, I hope it is a mix of both, where he's starting to realize the logic. Some of Aki's lessons does sink in. And at the same time, he does rely a bit on instinct. A balance, if you will. Oh. Darai. It's been a while since I've seen you again. I forgot. I didn't even realize you were on this team. Let's see. Oh, and Hayate, too. What the heck, man? Let's see. Do I shoot? No. I'm a little too far. What do I do? If I was Rayo. See? That's way too much thought. That's way too much thought for one. And for two, you aren't Rayo, though. You aren't. You have to do what you do. I forget who. Someone had asked me, hey, how do I make videos like you? And I'm like, you don't. And they're like, dude, what the heck? And I was like, do you mean like, how do you run recording software and record your audio and like what mic do you? He's like, no, like how do I make videos like you? And I'm like, you can't, because we aren't the same person. You can make videos in my style where you talk and review stuff, but like, I am me, you are you, do your own thing. People will like you for who you are. Not just because you try to take somebody else. And of course, I'm not saying you can't iterate on what somebody else does. And I'm not even saying you can't start out copying other people. But like, you need to do you if you want to do anything like me. Because that's all I do. I be me. Because that's the easiest and most honest version of me that exists. Let's see. If I was right... Oh! I gotta forget you were on the field, Lovey. Hey, gang! Raw! Everyone in this manga's freaky, dog. Everyone's in this manga's freaky. Let's see. Soccer ain't about passing, you know. What? No, if he steals it. Darn, yeah. Oh, that's that's some crazy vert, too. Because he leaped up in the air and stole that after Nagi chopped it off his dome piece. Very impressive. Oh, hey, Otoya. Let's see. If he steals it. Oh! Prince! After you got dogged on by Otoya last chapter, I thought I had to put you on fraud watch. Look at you stopping Lava Eater. Okay. To the future. It's not over yet, Manshine City. Show off. Yo. You know it's like manga. Have veins ever... No. Veins have popped. I have had like that much stress where I've seen veins pop out of my head. But like that's crazy amount of veins going down your bone piece. It's so weird to think about. But like we are full of blood. Is that what... Like that sounds so straight. But like everything. Like there are veins on my forehead. And like in my cheeks. And my other cheeks. And in my neck. Like they're just everywhere. Like blood just pumps throughout my entire body. It's so weird to me. And like I have a skeleton. And like a majority of my body isn't really my body. It's just like sensory receptors for my brain, which is really me. But even then, like you can't really identify a conscious part of the brain. So like it's so I don't know. The human body's so interesting. Let's see. It's not over yet, Manshine City. Show off, Master. Oh. Finally, you finally gave up on Nagi after you made Agi fumble the bag previously. You finally gave up on him on the last game. Okay, Striker. Huh? Wait, what? He ignored me. I won't give a future to egoists who don't chase their ideals. But you did though. But you did for multiple games. Like, Chris, you have fumbled the bag previously. Like 3 whole times previously. Like, you kept telling people to just feed Nagi, even though Nagi was clearly not following his idea. What? I mean, I'll take it now, but it's a little late, gang. The Uniqueness League is over. Like, this is a flashback right now. We'll see. To egoists who don't chase their ideals. Transcend reality, Blue Lockers. Yo, why is that kind of a bar, though? Let's see. Huh? Chris? Oh, hey, Rayo, are you about to score, gang of Rudy? Yo, if Nagi gets no points in this game, I'm gonna laugh my dome off. Wait. Huh? Chris? You score, Rayo Mikage! I want to see your future! Ooh, okay, Ray, you actually gonna score? Interesting though, this is actually one of the ugliest Prince panels I've ever seen, but I think that's purposeful. But alright. Look at Prince finally shifted. But you know what? It truly is in the moments of your last chance that you realize all the options you had and all you can do. That is a thing that do be thinking, where sometimes you don't realize the freedom and availability and choices you have until you have nothing left. And then you start to get there. Like, it's weird, right? You would always think you consider all your options first, but it is in those last split seconds, those last moments where time slows down, essentially, and you get to think about, like, wait a minute, okay, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. It's happened a couple times in my life where I'm like, oh. And funnily enough, most of the time it happens in, like, conversations or video games. Where, like, I'll lock in randomly at, like, the last seconds of a conversation or, like, a debate I've been having, or in the middle of a video game. The amount of times I've randomly locked in and made, like, solo Trunks comebacks, or, like, come down back from, like, a 3-stock deficit when we were running 4-stock, like, it is crazy. The amount of times, sometimes you just lock in at that last moment, you're like, oh, I'm about to be cooked. Of course, you know, you can still fumble and backfire, so let's say. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Did he transform into Say here? Because look, he breaks the toy's ankles. Whoa! That's my... Oh, no, he turns it... Yo, ripping text straight from the guy you're against. That's clean. That's my move from earlier. And he instantly copied it? Oh. Oh, so he stole Toya's entire flow. Rail, you already really can... Ooh. And the interesting, is he in flow here? Oh, yeah, okay, so he does activate flow. So he's in flow. Interesting, he's able to go into reflex on a move he just saw once before, but he copies the move by reflex, activates his ego, and instantaneously scores. Or at least he shoots. Let's see. Really can live. And score! Okay, bro! You finally breaking free, buddy? You finally waking up? You finally becoming your own man? Really live all on your own. Manshine City 2, FC Barja 2. That's it! Yes, Golazzo! Time's up for the Masters. Oh, so it truly is down to Nagi. Nagi, this is your last chance, gang. This is your last chance. And, but you know what I like how Ray was just huffing and puffing. He didn't even realize what he did. But honestly, it is true. Oh, and that tongue is out to you, that little freak. But it is in those moments of instinct where suddenly everything shuts down and you're just doing things. It is, I don't know. Like, I don't compete, like, professionally anymore. Or not, I never really competed professionally, but, like, I don't do races or sports anymore. But there is those crazy moments where just everything clears for a moment. And you just do something. Whether you practice it before or not, just the body moves in that perfect right way. And that euphoric feeling afterwards when you succeed in that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, I don't blame people for still continuing to do sports well into adulthood. Just because that feeling is something it's hard to get. Even as a person who plays video games all the time, and has those moments where, like, sometimes the combo just comes out perfectly. You land a TOD, or you pull off a crazy combo, you do a crazy read. That's still, like, finger movement and, like, dexterity. Nothing hits as different than when your whole body, everything clicks in just that right way and you pull off something crazy. Let's see. Nagi! Sorry, I shot my own... Yes, and that's okay, bro. You can be free of Nagi, bro. It's okay. I was like, it's okay. Yes, Nagi. That's good. If you got fired up, Rail, then that's your answer. Uh-huh. I think I've been too reliant on you. What? Wow! What? Legendary! What? You don't say! Crazy! Let's see. I think I've been too reliant on you. I believed, just like a little kid, that you'd always be there for me. Sorry, Rail. Now I'll show you that I can get fired up on my own, too. Sorry. I'm such a pain. Oh! Okay, that's a beat. That's the end of the chapter. That's a beat, right? Okay, I like that. Flipping the end of their second selection match back on it, but it's still Nagi giving it. It's not Rails. Here's the thing, though. I would give it. This is the W chapter, obviously. I love the characterization in this chapter. I love the character work. I like that Rail actually got to score a point. I like that Chris got to show off a little bit and show a development in his own mentality. I'm glad that we got the Lavahino cameo and he got to cook up a little bit, even if he got immediately shut down. And I do like Isagi's own development and understanding in his really recontextualization of his own existence within the grand scheme of the universe. I like all that. But big butt issues, booty butt cheeks. The thing I do really, really like, I like that this final panel is a callback to Nagi dismissing Reo as a pain. But now that Nagi realizes, even if it's been obvious to us since forever, now that Nagi realizes that he has been relying on Reo too much, he's actually been holding himself and Reo back by doing that. Ultimately, by relying so much on their interlink, he's given up his own individuality, he's limited Reo's own individuality, and forced Reo to a point where he can only serve Nagi. Nagi, now realizing that he's free of that, realizes that he himself is the pain. He himself is the one holding them back, and ultimately he needs to change. He needs to get fired up on his own, and once again, like I mentioned, he needs to find that own internal fire, that own internal motivation to be something greater, to do something better, to be something more. And obviously, with the setup earlier on in the chapter, I'm assuming Nagi's going to score another crazy legendary top of the line goal that's going to have him be number 5. I forget where he is currently in the rankings, or previously what's no longer current, but wherever he's in the rankings, I'm interested to see. He's probably going to be number 5. He's probably going to do something absolutely insane with his own internal fire. It's time for Nagi comeback, which will probably be expanded on more in episode Nagi, but still, I do like that. The only thing is, though, but that's the thing, Reo can now become his own character. If Nagi is truly breaking away from Reo, but not breaking away completely, like he did at the end of second selection, then I think it is Reo's time to finally become his own man, and that'll make Reo more interesting to me. And Nagi, once again, is carrying this dynamic insanely for me, to the point where, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave on my own. Leave on my own in the comment section down below. I did thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you're going to have a Patreon down below, or you support me for as low as $1 a month. The things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. So now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks will include the live reactions here this series I have to review, ad variations of all my videos, and if you become a $12 Patreon or a $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below, where you drop 5 beans for a short video, 200 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to thank you to our sketch tier members: Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Bull 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier XZ, Zeta, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Gyomi, Yuki Ally, Buddha Uda, Azo 2404, Planet Grown, G Prosper, and Striker Man. Then I'd like to thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Nirvana Igneel, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, and A+A. And I'd like to give a big thank you to our Ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, A Uchiha, Carlo Alimo, and Grim. And I'd like to give a massive thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give a genuine thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Joaquin Munoz and Joaquin Munoz. And finally, I gotta give the biggest, juiciest, heftiest, and most meaty, sloppiest thank you to our glorious, ultimate, that guy with a pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.